Okay. Live. Hello guys. I hope I'm audible to you. Hey, hi Aditi. Hi Pallavi Patil. Hello, hi. Hello, hello. Hi Piyush. Hello. Thank you for joining guys. Thank you so much. Hey, hi. Hello. Hi Humaira. Hi, hello Vaishnavi. Hi, hello. Hello Pallavi ma'am. Guys, first of all, very first thing before I forget, I want to wish you all a happiest yoga day, and thank you for participating. Thank you for participating in my yoga, my life. There have been many people who participated, and yeah, some certificates are with me yet. I'll dispatch it soon, so please join in. And very first thing before I start the session, I want you all to know that if you have any questions regarding this session, you can pin it down so that we can answer it. Okay? Yeah, we'll just wait for 2 to 3 minutes. So once everyone join, we'll just start it. Hey, hi guys. Hi, hello. Thank you so much for joining. And yeah, one more thing before we start with our session, there is a small disclaimer. First thing, the certificates will only be provided to people who will be there till end, who will be there till end of this physio or of this session. So please make sure that you are there till end. You'll survive till end of this session. And yeah, you just ping me on my WhatsApp number, or people can ping me on Instagram for your certificates. But make sure that I see you live for the whole session. It will maximum end up to like half an hour or 45 minutes. So if you survive the session, you will get the certification. So make sure you are there. And yes, one more thing, it is humanly not, I'm so sorry for this, but it is humanly not possible to message 250 people at the same time. So we created the group called the Dr. Physiopiz. So make sure you're there in the group, so you get the updates and everything regarding the free webinars or sessions or workshops or anything else related to physiotherapy. So make sure you're there in the group. People who are not there in the group, I'll make sure I add you soon, and if the group is full, I will make it another one, so don't worry. I hope I'm audible to you all. Please show me some thumbs so that I'll be sure that I'm audible to you all. Yeah, thank you. Chalo, let's add someone. No, not someone actually. Let's start with our guest without wasting time. And yes, guys, some people were asking me that what will be our next session. So our next session mostly will be on physiotherapy, but it will be like what to do after physiotherapy. Once you have completed your physiotherapy, what is the scope, what you can do, what you can do after physiotherapy, or what you can do after completing your studies, after completing your internship, if you want to plan for masters, or if you want to go abroad to studies. Some people are planning to have clinics, some people want to join hospitals, some want to have private patients. So if you want to know how you will be starting, or you need some guidance to start it, then make sure that you will be there next time. You will be joined next time also with us. Hi Salim, am I not audible guys? Yeah, I am audible, yes. I guess there is some problem with my phone or my earphones. So yeah, what I was talking about, I was saying that the next session will be soon, which will be related to physiotherapy, like what you can do after you complete your studies, after you graduate as a physiotherapist, regarding how to open a clinic, how to join a hospital, how to give interviews, and many more such things related to physiotherapy. So for that, you need to stay connected with us, and I will let you know the date soon. Chalo, I'll just try getting a guest. Just give me a second, guys. There is some issue with her phone, so she's trying to join us soon. Yeah, she's joining us soon. Till then, if you want to ask me some questions related to physiotherapy or something, please let me know. With my internet, I guess I'm joined to my Wi-Fi and my net together. Yeah, see now, am I? Yeah, I'm there. Yeah, guys, you have any questions regarding anything, please ping it to me. Sorry, guys, sorry. Other options except MPT, you can plan for MBA. Yes. Do we have practical demonstration sessions? Yes, there will be some practical sessions too. Anyone else? Anyone else till then? Could you please tell us about the government related jobs to physiotherapy? Yes, if you are planning to go for a government job, then there are basic first thing you need to graduate from a government college. So if you graduate from a government college, you basically get a government job, or else there are sometimes there are what you say vacancies. They are usually get into paper, newspapers. So you can see towards it, and then you can join. Okay, we are having a guest right now. She's having some problem with her net. I'm so sorry, guys. Yeah, she's connecting. Hello. Hi. Shrutika, I'm audible to you?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Am I?
First thing, guys. Yes, you are also audible to us, I guess. Yeah. Okay. Very
Okay.
first thing, guys. To start with her, she is Miss Shrutika Zagde. As you know, I am a medical student. I need to say everything what I have to say. So she is Miss Shrutika Zagde. She is a commerce graduate and a CA intern, and she has her own tax consulting firm, which has been established in 2012. With that, she has started with her yoga journey in 2018, and she is a trained and certified yoga trainer from TYI, that is the Yoga Institute, which is in Santa Cruz. Santa Cruz is in Mumbai. Okay, guys. So, hello, Shrutika. Welcome.
Hi.
Welcome
Thank
to the Physio Pets family.
Thanks for
Okay.
inviting.
Okay. Uh, First thing, guys, I want to ask you is Shrutika ma'am audible to everyone? Is she audible to everyone, guys? Give me a thumbs up so that I'll be. Yeah. Is she audible, guys? Is she audible to everyone? Yeah, good. Thank you, Dhara. Thank you so much. And yes, by the end of the live session, I'll announce the 10 winners of the yoga competition which we had today morning. Yeah. Okay, so let's start. Let's begin. First thing, Shrutika, we want to know how will you define yoga according to you?
Yoga is a very vast subject. You cannot just define it in certain few words, but mainly I think yoga is a way of living. Yoga defines how you have to behave in your normal life. Achar, vichar, ahar, vihar are four poles of yoga that you should implement in your life. Like how do you think? How stable is your mind? And then how healthy is your body? When your body is healthy, your mind stays healthy. Otherwise, you concentrate more on your body, and the main objective of yoga is to be more centered, like uh, being there for yourself as well as being aware of what you are thinking all the time, what thought process is going on, being positive. And yoga is like, what you do from morning till evening, you live through your life is what is yoga. You cannot just, many people make the mistake and think of asanas as yoga or pranayam as yoga. But I studied Ashtanga Yoga from the Yoga Institute. So there are eight. There are just eight parts. Eight. Ashtanga is Ang. That is eight variations of eight parts of yoga. One of them is asana. One of them is pranayam. But it starts from like very. It starts from within. Yam, niyam, pranayam, asana are just part of it. Like being truthful to yourself and everyone around you, following ahimsa, all things are there. So it is a very vast subject. You cannot just define it in a very small time, I would say.
Okay. And according to you, like we have some questions from our, according to you, what is the best time to practice yoga? If I am not a morning person, so am I not eligible to practice yoga?
Not at all. The best time is to practice in the morning. Like doing asana or pranayam, the best time is early in the morning. But don't make it an excuse. Like if I'm not a morning person, then how will I do yoga? I cannot do it. I will not be able to practice. Then it is just, you are fooling yourself. Be the next, take the next best possible option, right? If I'm free at evening, or even if I'm free at some point of time during the day, just start with a little bit, and automatically if you develop an interest, at the end you will see yourself finding more time for yourself, finding more time for your practices. You will make sure that you wake up half an hour early in the morning and do your practices in the morning only. Once you start to get your benefits, you will automatically put your own efforts into being a morning person than just making it an excuse of avoiding yoga and all.
Yes. Yes. And what do you think? Like if so as we as our topic is like for corporate employees, so people
Yes.
are usually busy. Okay. So how many times do you think it is important to practice yoga? Like every day or once or thrice a week is okay.
As I said, yoga is a way of living. You cannot just, you don't say that I'll just eat 3 times a week or I'll just breathe 5 hours a day. So it is just like that. It should be the part of your routine. It is not like you should be rigorously practicing asana for 45 minutes or 1.5 hour every day. Little bit, but just bring it in your life such a way that you don't have to, have to be tired after doing it, or you don't have to just make it a task out of it. Like when you go to gym, you make sure that you spend there 1 hour or 1.5 hour. You don't leave from there. But yoga is more like how well you know your own body, how well your body responds to your own practices. So every day is the best way. Even if you could take out 15 minutes a day, half an hour a day, that is fine. But make sure that you practice every day.
Okay.
Best way is just, practicing it every day, preferably at the same time of the day. Like if you are practicing in the morning, then do practice it in the morning only, for better results, I would say. Don't make a rule, such a rule that you have to keep your practice if you don't get up on certain day, or You just are going out somewhere. You have some commitment and you don't want to, just because of that you are not able to practice it. So then
Yeah.
don't uh, just stick to it. Like you can move your move there, bring that flexibility to your body as well as your mind. Don't be very static, like in terms of practice also. And make sure that you have your own place at home where you can practice. Like you just need a mat. There no big spaces are required. Like you don't need machinery. One thing I like the most about yoga is how independent you are when you practice. You don't need any weights, you don't need any machinery, just a place where you can lie down when you are doing
Actually,
uh,
yes.
supine asanas, and just that's it. You don't have to have 5 kgs of dumbbells and the ropes and other things are,
Yes.
blocks are there, ropes are there. They are there to make it little easier for you to make your body more flexible. But they are just complementary attachments, I would say. But
Yes.
main thing is being independent. So yeah, every day is good according to me. Just make sure that if every day you are practicing for half an hour or 45 minutes, someday you are busy. So just for 15 minutes is fine, but don't skip it altogether.
Okay, fine.
Let it be
That
your
was
daily.
that was really very important to all of us to
Yeah.
know about it. So the next question is like, am I not supposed to eat before practicing yoga?
Yes, if you have a balloon, the empty balloon twist a little easier than the blown one,
Yes.
right? Like when you have eaten something, your stomach is full. Even if if you have snack, then at half an hour 1 hour gap is fine. But you have had your meal properly, like you have had your lunch or you have had a very heavy breakfast, then 2 hours 3 hours is the minimum time you should spend before you should leave before your practices. And even after practices also, you're not supposed to eat very immediately. Let there be a gap of 1.5 hour before you eat. So
Okay.
basically, yoga asanas uh, focus on the flexibility and firmity of your spine. If your spine is all right, then your whole body stands up nicely. So, and when your spine moves in any which way, your torso is involved. That stomach is part of your torso. So, when you move it, if it is full, then it is going to create trouble for you. And as a physio, I think you would also give that
Yes.
suggestion that any kind of exercise you do it empty stomach, it gives the best result.
Yes, actually. So the next thing is like, we have other fitness exercises, like we have aerobics, we have Pilates, we have many more things. What
Yes.
makes yoga different from all these things?
I guess even aerobics and all these, or even gym, you run on treadmills and all, they are very target oriented. Like, you have to have burnt these many calories in a day, or you have to have run these many kilometers, or you have to have been dancing for this long, or the routines and all everything is fine in their own way. I am not criticizing anything, but when it comes to yoga, now you do. It is like um, how do I explain it? Yoga centers you. There is a chaos.
Yes,
Like
yes,
if even if you go out, you do gym. Everywhere there is loud music. Even you go to aerobics, you run the music only. You again become dependent on something to bring that movement to your body. If you don't have music, doing aerobics just feels foolish, moving your hand this and that if there is no rhythm. So when you do yoga, it is like you are there for yourself. You do it according to your capability. You don't have to push yourself too much. You don't have to be compete with anyone else in that matter. For those who compete are not doing it the way it should be done. So you understand your own limitations. You understand how far your body can go. in terms of flexibility and sustainability and strength. So yeah, so in that
Okay.
way, yoga is a little more, lenient on you, but you have to be very, very strict about your own routine. That's it.
Okay. So the thing is, I just got one question. It is like you have your own tax consultancy firm. Okay. So what
Yes.
motivated you to be a yoga trainer?
Motivated me. It just happened, like I have been a person who have had back pain for better part of their lives. When even I was in college, throughout my CA internship and my articleship and everything, my back used to hurt so much that if I lie down, I was not able to lift up my leg even up to 45 degrees. I used to get shooting pains in my lower back and everything. Slowly on internet or something, I started looking out for some. No, I was fed up of taking medicines. I used to take 3 to 4 painkillers a day. I was totally addicted to it. I couldn't sleep without taking medicine. It was that bad. There were days that I used to take 15 to 20 minutes to get up from bed. It used to pain so bad in the morning. But then slowly, I started practicing. Little bit movement became a little more easier, and slowly, and then the work started, and the physical part of it was there, and even such a things affect you mentally. There a blockage is always that if you are going out, you'll feel like, should I even go out for 4 5 days? What if there my back pain gets
Yes.
triggered, and what will
Yes.
I do then? So everything gets very limited. You confine yourself in your own this thing, like you don't want to do new things and all that happens. So, and then I came to know about this 7 days health camp that Yoga Institute organizes every month. So there is a residential and non-residential, both the programs are there. I did the residential one, even though I stay in Mumbai only, Borivali, and the center is in Santa Cruz. I
Yes.
prefer staying there so that I can get the full, experience of it. I had not attended any yoga sessions or anything before. It was just 7 days health camp, and they throughout the day from 6 in the morning till 7 in the evening, we were there doing activities, this and that, one thing after another. Pranayam was there, and kriyas were there. Jalneti, and you must have heard about Jalneti,
Yes.
Karna Randra Dhoti, and Tratak, and all that, and everything was there. So spending 7 days there, when at the end of the 7 day, I was not feeling like going home at all. It was like, I am going home, but I'm leaving all this. I want to continue this. And I was so, like I wanted to do it so bad, but I had my practice, and I had employees who were dependent on me. I couldn't just leave it and join it here, like, do 1 month or 3 month course and do it. So I spent a month doing falling back into my routine. I tried to do yoga since every day, tried to follow everything that they taught us in those 7 days. And then after a month, I did some arrangements at work and went for a 7 month TT course. It was in the evening, 3 hours in the evening every day. So
Okay.
like that, I used to go to work early in the morning at 8:30, so that I can take out 3 hours in the evening so that I can go there and learn. So I took almost a year to complete the 7 months course because of work and everything. But I couldn't leave it because I wanted to learn, I wanted to study, and I wanted to gain that knowledge, get the benefits and spread them. As much as I was learning, I was teaching that to my family, to the colleagues I have in office. I take their regular sessions. So like, whatever benefit I am getting, they should also get.
Yes.
The nearby elderly people, they also like many people with old ladies and all, they feel very cautious about going out somewhere and doing the exercises and all. The old, they are like, very not very friendly with such activities doing outside, and not very okay with it. So I just go there and get a group of people and teach them.
Okay.
So because it is not my main profession, I don't advertise it much because I don't have time for it and spending it. But still, I do it. So
Okay.
everything that for 7 days there and then spending an year in the institute was like, transformative journey for me. I changed as a person. I was very short tempered. I used to get upset very easily. Now everything is like, way better than it was before, I would say.
So, Shrutika, if people like me, like I am a physio, if I want to join the particular institute, what would be the procedure to join it?
I have no idea about other institutes because, as I said, I had never inquired anywhere else. But as far as Yoga Institute is concerned, the 7 days health camp is necessary. You have to have it done before you join any teacher training course. If you want to practice just as a student, go there and learn. You can join it as it is. There is no restriction, no age group, nothing. You just have to have time and you have to be regular and you can be there and learn. Now, I guess they are providing online courses as well
Okay.
because of COVID-19 and everything. So,
Okay.
yeah, but there is no, and make sure whenever you join, make sure that the center is not that commercialized. If the center
Okay.
is very commercialized, then the approach becomes very different from what you should get. I would. That's my
Okay.
experience.
Okay. We have a question here.
Hmm.
Ma'am, what precautions we need to take while teaching yoga to elderly people?
You have to be very aware of their medical conditions.
Okay.
Yoga is therapeutic in nature, agreed, but you are not a doctor, medicinal doctor, to suggest medicines or asking them to do certain asan that will benefit them and leave their medicines. No, you have to have them asked to go to doctor, give take the medication properly, and then you have to know all their medical conditions. Like if a person is has hypertension or is a blood pressure patient or has any heart condition, then they are not supposed to do forward bending asanas at all. Even if they do, they don't have to go down. Even if someone has a very high power of number or myopia and everything, if they have, then they are not supposed to look down. It will burst the veins in their eyes. It puts a
Yes.
lot of pressure on their eyes. People who are suffering, ladies who are suffering from hyperthyroid, they are not supposed to do back bends. If they do
Yes.
back bend, their neck is not supposed to go like this. Your thyroid glands get activated by that. So all these things are there. There are so many things you have to be aware of when you recommend certain asan to someone.
Okay.
Young people also, everyone, not just elderly. You have to be very cautious what asana you are suggesting to someone and what is their medical condition and if they should do it. Now,
Okay.
have the video I sent you, right?
Yes.
In certain
We did.
one asana, there is Adho Mukha Svanasana and Urdhva Mukha Svanasana.
Yes.
Downward facing dog and upward facing. You
Yeah.
will see that I have distance between my legs. Ideally, both the feet should be together, doing
Yes.
downward facing and upward facing. But my feet are not together. They are little far from each other at a normal distance. Because as you said, most of the people from corporate come with back pains. If you have back pain, then bringing your feet together and going into asan will certainly affect badly on your lower back. Rather than helping, it will make the situation adverse. So you just
Okay.
have to keep your feet apart so that the pressure on the lower back is little decreased.
Okay. Okay.
Things
So
like that.
here are some questions like we know asans are part of yoga. So
Yes.
even meditation and breathing exercise are a part of yoga.
Yes, pranayam. Breathing exercise is what pranayam. Pran is your breath, and ayam is putting it in a certain module. Like you are regulating it. Pranayam
Okay.
is pranayam. So there are
Okay.
so many different types of pranayams. What breathing techniques you would say? Equal breathing is there. Then whatever counts you breathe in, there that many counts you breathe out. These are the
Okay.
breathing techniques, and then you have your traditional pranayams Shunyak, Purak, and then Kumbhak, Anulom Vilom. Everybody knows about Anulom Vilom. So yeah,
Okay.
all are there. That is part of your this yoga only. And then
Okay.
meditation is very generalized these days. Meditation is something you achieve after concentration. First, you have to concentrate your mind at one place. Once you are able to concentrate, then you will start your meditation. So yeah, so dharana, dhyan, and samadhi. Samadhi is the last stage of yoga. When
Okay.
you dharana is your concentration, you concentrate on one place, and then you move to dhyan. That is your meditation. So yeah, it is part of yoga, Ashtanga yoga.
Okay. Okay. So, as we are discussing about meditations, I want to ask you, like, if a person is not able to concentrate,
Hmm.
is not able to concentrate for a long time on something.
Hmm.
So, while having meditation, also, if he is not able to concentrate, what would you
Hmm.
suggest? What he should do?
Suggestion, I would say guided meditation you can do. Many a time it happens to the best of us that when we sit on in meditation, no, if you will get lesser thoughts when you're watching TV than when you sit in the meditation. You will think of all
Yes.
the things you have not even been thinking about 5 minutes earlier, or even
Yes.
5 days earlier. Everything comes because you sit quietly and you just focus on all the things, and they will come. Chaos will be there, but at first, you can go for guided meditation. I would suggest guided meditation is something someone just gives you a count or makes you imagine something, so that you are thinking something, but you are thinking about just particular that one thing that the person is asking you. So your
Okay.
concentration gets little better. Then you do counting. You can do reverse counting to make yourself more alert about it, so that other thoughts don't come in. If you lose the count, start counting back again. If you lose the start to, so it is like self discipline. So you can do that.
Yes.
So, or guided meditation, or there is this thing like, if you have, let's say, 10 thoughts coming in your mind at a time, so just pick one of them, and then start focusing
Okay.
on that only. So as soon as your mind starts to waver, bring it back to that thought. Bring it back. If you have a dot, and if you have a dot here, if you put a line over here, it will be very thin. But if you keep repeating it, it will become thick. So it is like rewiring your brain to concentrate. If you do this type of exercises, mental exercise.
Okay. Now one more question, and then we'll jump to our topic, which is like corporate yoga for corporate employees.
Yeah.
So the one question which people are again and again pinning me, it is, will yoga benefit to those who are suffering from obesity? Will it help to burn fats?
It helps. You don't have to even focus on for burning your fats.
Okay.
You just have to do it. You try to get a little better of yourself than yesterday, and it will automatically benefit. And just not asan, your eating habits, like you have to eat before sunset. You have to have proper for all the basic necessities that you should be in your food. Like, it should be sweeter, it should be moist, and it should be sattvic. All
Yes.
these if rules, if you follow, then obviously it helps a lot. You have to have
Okay.
just be disciplined about everything. You have to be disciplined, then it the best, whatever now
Okay.
you I am 32 years old, and the skin, you will look that I don't use any cosmetics or anything. I just practice every day. Many people, if you see anyone who is practicing yoga every day, you will see the glow on their face. Why?
Yes.
Because
Yesterday.
they are rejuvenated from the inside. If you eat properly, if you exercise properly, your body correct functions very correctly. So whatever problems are there, they will start to solve themselves on their own. I have seen that person. I will not name someone, but he is a doctor himself. He had tonsils, and he used to do jalneti every day. Even we were not aware that jalneti helps, but he practiced it every day, and his tonsils went away. Jalneti just cleans your nasal passage and everything. So infections are anything. Now even in this pandemic and everything, Jalneti is very good exercise to Kriya to do. But it has to be done under proper guidance. You have to have it learned from proper source, and yeah, so it doesn't affect you adversely. If you do it incorrectly, then you will get some problem only. So just be sure that you know everything properly, and then only.
Yes. So jumping to a topic now, like
Hmm.
yoga for corporate employees. What
Hmm.
the first thing I want to ask you, like, how will you define corporate yoga? The way you explained us yoga, how will you
Hmm.
define us corporate yoga? Or I guess you told me the term chair yoga.
Yeah.
So how will you define these terms?
Defining it, you have to name something to be more attractive, right? Otherwise, people
Okay.
don't pay attention to it. You just say that, this is the variation that you can do, so you will feel better. So, yeah, okay, a variation. What is new in that? Everybody is doing it. But when you give a name, people at least ask you what it is if we can practice it, right? I, being a person who goes to office every day, I know what problems we face. Like, and for 10 hours a day, you are just doing tick, 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 tick. Just you are looking at your screen, typing out, and that's it. The best rest we get is this. You just do this, and then again you do tick, 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 tick. You don't even get up from your place unless you want to use the washroom or you are going out for lunch.
Yes.
So corporate yoga is need of time. Like I think they are we the people who is working in corporates or even in offices, whoever is does have a desk job should be doing this at least chair yoga. This is it is not even next best. It is the minimum you could do, you could give to yourself. That is this is the thing you should at least take out 5 minutes a day, 10 minutes a day and do it. It is for those even who are sitting at home and not very comfortable, even elderly people or any young people also who have any problem in knees, who cannot sit down on floor or lie down. They have to sit in a chair. They also can do it. Chair yoga is basically for those people, either the lazy ones who are very lazy to take a mat and lie down, and who have too many excuses of not having much time. I'm calling out on everyone who is. I was one of them, so it is fine. So it is for and elderly people who cannot lie down. You have to always sit in a chair, or people like that. So yeah, it is a need of the time, I would say.
Yes, actually, here I would also like to add something as a physiotherapist. We we like maximum have IT people as our patients for back pain, low back pain. Like if 10 patients are coming in the clinic or in the hospital, we are like at least having 4 people from them who will be having a IT field, who will be working for an IT field and having a low back. So whatever you told
Hmm.
right now is like really true. I can feel that. So coming to our
Everyone
next question.
watching this, I guess, along with I and you, everyone watching this will automatically relate to it. Like, yeah,
Yes.
I am one of those. So,
Yes, yes, it's very true. So, coming to our next question, like as you said, chair yoga basically the terms say that you use a chair or you can
I
practice it at
say,
the office.
at the office, you have a chair and you have a desk. So these
Yes,
are the only things you need.
okay. But the thing is like even if we are practicing chair yoga, I saw
Hmm.
people say that yoga is mostly to have flexible muscles, to have flexible body. So will chair
Hmm.
yoga provide the same benefit as normal yoga does?
You cannot expect the same benefit if you are not putting in same efforts. But it
Okay.
is better to be doing something than doing nothing. I can stretch very well on a mat, but you cannot expect me to be doing it while I'm sitting in a chair. Of course, it will not give you, but it will give you benefit. It will improve the flexibility of your muscles. It will relieve the tension you have on your back muscles or your neck muscles, your shoulders. Little bit of neck exercises you do all the time. Like you do this all the time. Our neck is like this. So when you move this, don't go down. Make a habit when you just turn your neck. No, do this till here, from here till here only. Don't go down. Automatically, you are doing this all the day. So don't just put pressure once again on your neck. Do
Okay.
this. Try to look who is sitting at your back.
Yes.
Even if they feel weird, it is fine. Just look from here and there. Give
Let them feel
time.
weird.
Let it be weird. They will start being weird with you if you sharing your benefits with them.
Yes,
Why?
yes, yes.
Yeah. Try if you are getting something wrong, don't reach like that. Try to reach like that. Everything is exercise, right? If you are
Yes.
just taking something from the ground, picking up something, your stapler is fallen on the ground. So what you do is you try to just move it near with your feet, and then you just do like this. So just stand up and then bend down. It is automatically a forward bending asana you are doing.
Yes.
Right. So once you start practicing, why chair yoga is you become aware of the movements. What all movements you can do just while sitting in your chair. Once you get to know that, now these are in the video I have shown only 5 of the variations. Right now I have 21, 22 variations of the various asanas which you can do on the desk. But
Okay.
if you at least try start with these 5, you will try to understand, you will understand, like you will start to understand how well you can exercise just while sitting at your desk.
Okay.
However, do this this relieves the tension in your arms and everything. You do this, just
Okay.
do this, all these all these stretches just feel your body is your spine is like this, and when you sit it is going to be like this is going down, so just try to move it up, try to stretch up. So yeah.
So, and what if a particular asana, like many people, like even including me, if a particular
Hmm.
asana is hurting me, should I discontinue it?
You should not discontinue it, pay attention to where it hurts. Like if I'm bending down after, like I'm bending down, so when I go here it starts to pain. So in the beginning just go till if here it starts to pain, go till here only, don't try to push this. When you do go here 10 times, on the 11th time you will automatically go here without pain. But if
Okay.
the pain is very acute and it is recurring, then you should definitely consult a physio or a doctor to see if the problem is very serious or not. But many a times it happens that your muscles are not very used to being flexible. So when you start going doing these movements and all, it is going to hurt. You have to accept it, so that it is, if it hurts to go here, no, just make sure here go a little bit lesser than what you are able to do. Do
Okay.
it 10 times. On the 11th time, you will able to go a little further, a little further, a little further. Like you in gyms, you do run on treadmills. In the beginning, you walk only at the speed of 4 or 4.5, and then after a month or so, you start to run. It is
Yes.
like that. Every body part works like that only. You have to get used to it.
Okay. So, as you said that you, but slowly and steadily will get used to it. So, but
Hmm.
what if I'm performing a chair yoga, okay,
Hmm.
and suddenly I
Hmm.
get a cramp or something? Then should
Make
I?
sure you stop then and there. Like if I am sitting like this asana I have not shown in the video. But if you put your hand here and you start moving to your side, if just from going here, if I a shooting pain if there is a shooting pain in my back, then I stop here and here only. I come
Okay.
back, bring my hand down, and start taking deep breaths and breathe out. Take deep breath in and breathe out.
Yes.
If there is a muscle cramp, it will go away.
Okay.
But if you go here and it starts to pain, then you're like, no, 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 I have to push myself and go down, then it is going to get worse. Wherever it hurts, no, come back. Don't push yourself too much.
Okay.
Pushing yourself comes when you know that your mind is limiting you. If your body is limiting you, respect that. Respect your body always. This is the only thing we don't respect at all. We eat everything, whatever we eat, garbage. Luckily now everything was closed. We are eating home cooked meals a day,
Yes.
every time of the day. So yeah, but don't put in anything you get in your body, and just don't overexert your body at all.
Okay. Shrutika ma'am, we have a question here. Is there
Hmm.
any contraindications for performing yoga?
There are contraindications to each and every asana.
Okay.
Every asana has its contraindications and limitations. Whoever is doing forward bending, those people make sure that they don't have high blood pressure, any cardiac condition or hypertension, myopia, high power of your eyes. That if you have all those, then you are not supposed to bend forward. Myopia
Okay.
people can bend forward, but they have to look in the front only. They are not supposed to look down. If you have if you have lower back pain, then while doing back bends, your feet should be apart. You
Okay.
need to be more concentrated to make your abs muscle strong so that the tension on your back gets relieved. So in order to relieve the back pain, you have to make your abdominal muscles very strong. Your thigh muscles should be very strong to do the back bend so that the pressure is not on your lower back. So yeah, there are contraindication for each and every pregnant lady. Pregnant ladies are not supposed to bend forward, obviously. For obvious reasons, they are not supposed to bend forward. And then they are not even supposed to lie down on their stomach and do the asanas, which are in supine position while lying down on the bed on the mat. So yeah, there is limitation for everything. But you
Okay.
have to be very aware about it. Like whatever you are doing, there are limitations, but there are variations for it as well. If you are doing forward like something is there, like you are forward bending while standing up, so it gives a lot of pressure on your stomach, right? So don't do it. Try to lie down and bring your legs up.
Okay.
You are giving the same effect, right? If you are doing abs and doing leg raises, yeah, I understand that in the abs the upper muscles of your abdomen gets affected. While you do leg raises, the lower abdomen gets affected. Yes, but at least you are doing something. Keep doing something. Limitation doesn't mean you have to stop doing anything. Try alternate. Find for alternatives also.
So as you told us about pregnant ladies, what do you think if we are if a lady is a IT person, okay,
Hmm.
and if she is pregnant, so
Hmm.
is it okay for her to perform chair yoga?
If she has been practicing, chair yoga is absolutely fine. Just don't do forward bending. The twisting and turning and everything is fine. Don't bend forward. And those ladies, even if not even chair yoga, any other asanas as well, if the lady has been doing it for a very long time, she has already been practicing, then it is recommended to continue. If it is very new for her, then I would recommend not to start, because in the beginning there are very high chances that you do an asana incorrectly.
Okay.
So it will give pressure somewhere else and something bad can happen. So if you're starting new, then just wait till you complete your delivery, and then basic stretches and breathing exercises is fine. Even in breathing exercises, there is no holding and suspension of breath is recommended for pregnant ladies or blood pressure patient or cardiac and hypertension. So even pranayam, just like breathing in, breathing out. That's it. In Anulom Vilom, there are certain pauses where you just inhale and hold your breath, and where you suspend your breath, and there is no air inside you. So these type of pranayams also there are not recommended for them. So there
Okay.
are so many things that you have to be aware of whenever you are doing pranayam or asanas.
Okay. Shrutika ma'am will just take next 10 minutes of yours. As we are talking about corporate yoga, what
Hmm.
basically we do, like when we are performing a normal yoga, we wear those yoga clothes, like
Hmm.
I don't know what you actually call them. But when we will be practicing yoga in our office, we'll be
Hmm.
going in our formals, like we'll be going here, men will be going in shirt and pant, obviously they are formals, and ladies will be going in their kurtis. So
Hmm.
you think it is will be comfortable to practice yoga in formals?
It is not comfortable, I would say. If your clothing is tight, then it will obviously not be comfortable. But if you are wearing a normal fitting clothes, then chair yoga is something you can do quite easily. Not that comfortable, not, I'm saying not comfortably. I'm saying easily you can do, but it will not be that comfortable. But it is better to do something. Make sure that if your kurti is not very tight fitting,
Okay.
And your shirt is even the video you will be sharing later on, I guess,
Yes.
about the variations of asan on a mat and then
Yes.
on chair. I purposely wore a kurti and a trouser to make it, like how it will be when you do it in the office. If I
Okay.
post a video doing a chair yoga in yoga pants and t-shirt, then it's very easy to do so. But when you do it in real, so it will be little difficult for those who want to do it. So yeah,
Okay. And according to you,
so that the clothing is little bit more comfortable than you are used to. Like
okay.
if you are wearing a belt and on your trousers, just try to remove the belt when you practice. If you are doing forward bending, sideways and twisting, it will not give much problem. But when you are bending forward, it will be a little difficult for you to bend forward with a belt on your stomach. So
Okay. And according to you, which people are not eligible to practice corporate yoga?
whoever who is not willing to better their lives. Otherwise, there is no exception for it. Why would you not even think about doing something which is very, what can I say, which is very handy to you? You don't have to have anything. The office provides you with a chair. The office provides you with a desk. You don't even have to buy a mat. Now, what else do you need? You just have to have your uh, इच्छा होनी चाहिए और कुछ
Yes.
नहीं. And be
And
mindful of physical condition. That's it.
okay. And people who had operations of the knees, which we call as like TKR, total knee replacement or total hip replacement. So you
Hmm.
think yoga, they can perform yoga?
They can perform only after the doctor gives them a clearance. Unless and
Okay.
until the doctor who has performed a surgery, they don't give the clearance, they are not supposed to do any kind of exercises, let alone yoga. So better take the clearance from the doctor. And even though after that they are supposed to be very careful of the movements they do. There should not be any hasty movements. There should not be extra stretching of the muscle. So they have to be very mindful of that.
Okay. So is there, I'll just take next 5 minutes of yours now. Is
No,
there
no.
something from your side which you want to tell us?
Yeah, I read one question that if yoga can be done in violent periods.
Yes.
Uh,
Yeah.
Many of us suffer through those 5 days or
Yes.
3 days,
Yes.
however long it is. Regular practice of it will make it go way smoother than it is with the medication and everything. Try
Okay.
not to take any medicine. Try to do yoga asanas every day for 15 days prior to your when the date is due. 15 days, do it continuously every day, and you see the now. For now, I'm saying if one is doing continuously, they know how beneficial it is. But if one is not doing it, I will suggest for 15 days, just do me a favor and start doing it. And on when after 15 days, when you get your periods, your pain will be much more less than it was before. There are
Okay.
certain poses like Ustrasan, the camel pose. You can search it on the internet. I cannot show it on the chair now. So Ustrasan is very helpful in periods. Then Bhadrasan is very good for them. Ashwini Mudra. These are two, three asanas which one can follow. While in periods, to relieve the pain, what you can do is you just lie down and your feet should put up on the wall. Like your buttocks are touching the wall and your feet are resting on the wall upward. Just spread them and stay there. That
Okay.
will relieve your lower abdomen pain quite better.
Okay.
And all these are experienced things I am telling you. That's just not just textbook.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah. Obviously, we expect that from you, obviously.
mm,
So today, as you know, that we had a yoga competition today morning. My
yeah,
yoga, my life. Yeah, many people participated. Thank you so much, guys, for participating. They were texting me on Insta, they were texting me on WhatsApp, and there was so much of excitement. I never thought yoga can be so exciting during this COVID, especially. So I have some 10 people who has done the complex, according to me and according to some of my seniors, they were actually complex things to do, complex poses to do, and they have done this. So I have your 10 names. First is Dr. Aditya Dandekar. Second is Dr. Dhara Shah. Next is, I won't use the word doctor right now because half of them are not doctors. So I'll just tell the names directly. Next is Sheetal Babule. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong. Khushbu Shah. Next is Sakshi Khandelwal, Sonia Solanki, Samir Karpe, Dr. Raju Bill, Shreya Sancheti, and just a minute, where I lost it? Yeah. And one more last. Where is it? Where is it? Dr. Sachin Swami. So these are 10 people who have actually done it very nicely. So if you people are listening to me right now, please ping me on my WhatsApp or on my Insta for your certificate. Obviously, people who have participated have received their certificate, but people who have won the competition, please text me on WhatsApp or on a group or on our Insta. But make sure you please text me on one thing because you text me on everything and I get confused where to send it. So make sure that you text it on one thing, and I'll make sure that I'll provide your certification soon. Even after this live session, I'll announce the another session which is related to physiotherapy, what you can do after you graduate as a physiotherapist. Like there are many questions people have bounced me with. So what you can do after physiotherapy, like you can open your clinic, you can go to a hospital, you can join a hospital, you can work as a instructor, or you can join a government hospital. So I will let you know very soon. I'll put the date on a WhatsApp group soon. Okay, people who have left the WhatsApp, I'm sorry, I'm helpless regarding this. Okay, and another announcement, am I missing something? I guess no. Yes, Shrutika ma'am, you want to say something?
Yeah, somebody was asking about insomnia.
Yeah.
Yeah, the regular practice of it, practice of asan will help in getting better with insomnia. But you just make sure that you don't do the asan where you have to go on your toes or you have to balance. Balancing asanas are big no for people who are suffering from insomnia. Going on toes, wale asanas. Whatever asanas need you to go on toes, are no for insomnia, because though these are the two type of asana that improves your concentration, and once your concentration is improved, your sleep gets disturbed. So who
Okay.
have already have a disturbed sleep, they are not supposed to do these two types of asanas. So that's what I just wanted to mention that I read here. So
Okay. Fine, then and yes, guys, one more thing. We actually had a practical session, but in normal yoga clothes and in formal yoga clothes, it was not possible for us. So we have made a separate video regarding the same, and I'll be uploading the video after this live session. So please with, stay connected to me, and you'll get to know more. Okay. Fine then. Thank you, Shrutika ma'am. Thank you so much.
thank
Bye.
you.
Thank you. Stay
I
in touch.
Yes,
Yeah.
sure.
Bye. Thank you guys. Bye.